Hiring a car is the best way to get around Mallorca, but which company should you hire from in order to get the best deal and avoid getting scammed? How expensive is car hire in Mallorca, and what is it actually like to drive here? We're going to share with you our experience and hopefully make your decision a bit easier. So, which company should you go with? I found this so hard to choose because almost every company had its fair share of terrible reviews saying that they've been scammed, missold insurance, or received a substandard car. In the end, we've been recommended to use HIPER. The only downside with HIPER is they're not based in the terminal, so you have to get a shuttle bus. Originally, we were hoping for a company in terminal for ease both collecting and returning, but we thought we'd give this one a try. It was actually very easy to find the shuttle bus. On exiting baggage reclaim and taking a short walk through arrivals and out the building, look to your right and you should see the bright yellow minibus waiting. Head over, check in with the driver and take a seat. We waited around 15 minutes to leave, which isn't too bad. You'd probably be waiting that amount of time in a queue for one of the other terminal-based car hire companies anyway. We only had one other person with us in the minibus, but we did visit in late September, so it's probably busier peak season. It's just a short 5 or 6 minute drive to the rental office. The minibus was quite new and air-conditioned and obviously complimentary. The office itself was very modern and felt like checking into a hotel. When you check in with the driver at the terminal, your details are automatically brought up to the staff in the office, which meant they were already there, ready to greet us by name, and already had our info ready. It was just a case of providing my ID, paying the fuel deposit, and heading off. Side note here, we did pay the excess waiver. I know you can get your own insurance, but at this time, I didn't need the hassle of trying to claim any damage charge back that probably wouldn't have been my fault, so it was nicer just to have peace of mind. I'll get to the price of everything at the end. We were shown out to our car, which was nice and not something that all companies do. We did the usual photos and videos before driving off, which aren't really necessary when you have the insurance package, but good to do it anyway to see the condition of the car. We originally booked a Skoda Fabia or similar and received this Hyundai i20, which felt very new. A few scrapes along the bumpers, but actually in very good condition for a hire car. Inside was comfortable, clean and smelt nice. My only gripe would be the Android Auto required a specific manufacturer's cable in order to connect, despite us trying to use both USB-A and C. We've learnt from this before though, and came prepared with a small phone holder. When returning the car, make sure you fill up at a nearby petrol station and keep the receipt for the hire company. There are a few stations nearby, but I recommend using this one for the best price. Once back at HIPER, you drive in on the opposite side of the building to the collection zone, hand over the keys to the member of staff in the office. They quickly check over the car and make sure you've refueled, and that's it. Just a short wait for the minibus, which will drop you at departures ready for your flight. So, overall, our experience with HIPER was very good. We'd 100% recommend them to anybody visiting Mallorca. The service was great, but the only thing we'd highlight is the fact we could have got away from the terminal a little bit quicker when collecting. The price was €171 for 5 days hire, which is roughly £150. That's only £30 more expensive than Record Go, which is a slightly cheaper car hire company based in the terminal, with quite a few mixed reviews. I'd say that the extra money is totally worth it for the level of service, quality of car, and ultimately the peace of mind. So, what's it actually like to drive on the island? I've driven in a few European holiday locations now, and I'd say Mallorca is actually pretty good. Around Palma, it feels like driving in any other city, with 3 to 4 lanes of traffic at times. You'll always get locals wherever you go that know the roads and make up their own speed limits, but I didn't really feel overly pressured. The majority of main roads outside Palma are wide and smooth, usually with a speed limit of around 120 km per hour for motorways and 70 to 90 km per hour for standard roads. Speed cameras are usually signposted in advance with this sign. The actual camera will be difficult to spot, but usually look like this grey box. I'm sure you won't need to speed while on holiday though. Sometimes it can be difficult to work out the speed limit when leaving a roundabout, for example, as it often isn't signposted. But chances are you can just follow the cars around you until you spot a sign and you'll be fine. Heading into smaller towns, some roads can be quite small. Check out our other video on Mallorca to see what it's like driving in Soller if you navigate to the wrong car park. These roads can get tiny and often very much feel like they're not even big enough for pedestrians. If you're planning some more adventurous drives, such as Sa Calobra or Cap de Formentor, take it easy as there will be sheer drops and sharp bends. Expect lots of bikes and other tourists in cars coming the other way. We found that people will get distracted by the views often and veer over to your side of the road. If it's Captain 4 Mentor you're driving to, chances are it'll be pre-sunrise. We actually found this drive to be stress-free, as there were almost no cars coming the other way at this time and not too much traffic going up, meaning we could take our time and even stop for the occasional view. Parking in tourist spots is usually free and is often in some sort of off-road dirt car park, which is pretty common on Spanish islands. Just watch out for big holes and big rocks sticking out of the ground to make sure you don't damage your wheels. Overall, if you're a reasonably confident driver, you won't have a problem. Giving way to the left comes naturally, as the roundabouts will position you to do so. I also opted for a manual car as it was cheaper, and it didn't take too long getting used to shifting with the right hand. If you've got any questions about anything in this video, drop us a comment below. Check out our Mallorca video to see what the famous social media spots are really like. If you found this video useful, let us know too.